Now, we've all been through this. Middle school, high school, even college, where you would do whatever you could, and don't lie, but you would do whatever you could because you just wanted to fit in. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure you guys can think back in your high school days, and maybe your middle school days, some of the things you did was so stupid because you wanted to hang out with this kid or that group, or you wanted to feel popular or appear popular to other people. You definitely didn't want to be a part of the nerd group. Yes or no?
Yes.
Here's the problem with that. You were allowing other people to make you feel less than and you didn't even know it. I have one goal tonight. I want to instill in you guys a life skill. Now, I can make you laugh and we can have a good time here and that's cool. But if you don't get this life skill in Pepperdine University for $62,000 a year, $62,000 a year, they're not going to teach it to you. Guaranteed. But if you get this life skill that I'm going to teach you tonight and you utilize it, I guarantee you, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, guarantee it, if you utilize it, you will be successful. Now, people automatically assume successful means wealthy. I'm not talking about just financial success. I'm talking about emotional, spiritual, physical success. All right? A lot of you guys, listen to where you come from. A lot of you guys come from a bubble. It's not a bad thing. It's just where you're from. Some of you guys were born into wealthy families. Nothing wrong with that. Some of you guys weren't. Nothing wrong with that. But the question that I have for you guys is, why are you here? What is the purpose of your existence? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want you guys to know. Now, we can have lots of jokes and we can laugh and all that, but once you leave here, the shit gets real. And I'm a perfect example of that. And I am just like Tiger Woods. And I'll explain to you why. And actually, I don't even have to explain. You'll probably get it. Sometime during this speech, you're going to be like, all right. What about this one? You believe that? Do what you fear. Fear disappears? How many people believe that? How many people have even seen that or heard that before? Fear is a mother, y'all. It will keep you in the worst position. It'll keep you from leaving a bad relationship. It will keep you from moving forward. It will keep you from becoming and staying grounded. Fear is nasty. But who would imagine the best way to deal with fear is embracing it? You guys saw that video? Where guys going through the selection? Well, I went through that course twice and failed. It's no joke. It's set up for you to fail. But one thing that I learned going through that course was that I count. Ugly me. Big old black 260-pound me. The man whose father said daily that I was nothing, that I was a piece of shit, that I was zero, that I was a mistake, that he wishes I wasn't there. Has anyone heard that one before? Be careful. Anybody heard of that one? You think? Or maybe something similar? Well, I don't want to put you guys on the spot. I wrote that one. I thought of that when I was in jail. That's my little tiny quote. And it's true. Before you know it, a quarter of your life, half your life, 3/4, and then bam. And you had this whole bucket list of things to do and then get it done. Which brings me to this. The reason why I ask where are you guys from, I make jokes. Some of you might pick on a little bit. I want to see how you respond. Are you going to laugh? Are you going to get upset? See, it's one thing I learned in intelligence training. I can tell when someone's lying. I can tell when they're hiding something. I can tell when they're frustrated, irritated, angry, happy, perplexed. Frustrated, did I say frustrated? Yeah, perplexed. And they're like confused. I can tell it all. Just by telling a joke, just by talking to them, looking in their eyes, watching their mannerisms. It's really cool how the brain works. How many of you guys remember when you were 9 years old? Remember that? That'd be 4th grade. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
You do? How tall were you?
Like 4'8".
Yeah, really?
4'8", yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of short.
So was I. 9 years old. That's when I made a decision to join a gang. And I joined the gang for 2 reasons. One, I was looking for a father. Even though I had one at home, he was an asshole. Number 2, I got tired of walking home in my socks. See, growing up in the ghetto, everybody wants to be tough. Everybody wants to survive. I'm the youngest of 4 brothers and 1 sister, and I wasn't close to any of them. Yeah, if I really needed their help, I can ask. But once you leave the house, your safe zone, you're pretty much on your own. Unless you have friends, unless you have homies, or unless you belong to a gang or a clique. And just to give you an idea of what I was running from, was I correct when I said $62,000, $63,000 a year to go to Pepperdine? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, when I ask a question, give me an answer, guys. Help me out. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Think about this statistic. If I had $1, just one, for every time my dad whooped my mom's ass, I can pay for you guys to go to Pepperdine University 10 times over. You might be thinking, come on, bro, that's a big number. But you got to remember something. This was daily. This was daily. My mom either got spit on, hit, kicked, pushed, thrown into something. Sometimes it was just one of those things. A lot of the times it was more than one. And it happened multiple times every single day. And here's the funny part. My brothers, they would run. Run to the bedroom, hop out the window, go to the homeboy's house. Everybody in the neighborhood knew my dad was an asshole, but that's their business. He kept it in the house. My sister would hide in the closet. Little tiny Tim, whatever I can pick up, whatever I can throw at him. If I had to, I'd jump on him. And because I tried to intervene, then I'd be on the ground next to my mom getting the same ass whooping that she got. And because my dad was pissed off that I tried to help out, his way of demeaning me and letting me know that I was less than, he would whip it out and pee on me. And he'd say it in a very calm voice, clean it up. So now that you hear that, and it's not me trying to compare myself to your childhood or your life, but it does make me wonder. It does make me a little curious. Why are you here? What is the true purpose of your existence? That's what you need to think about. Because based on what I have seen so far, every single time you open your eyes and you are given a golden opportunity to live your life, you are pissing it away by not giving your best. Not because mommy and daddy are paying for your college education. Not because you made it into Pepperdine. Not because you come from a great school or come from a great area or come from a great family. Because that's what you want for yourself. That's what you want for you, not based on what somebody else might think or feel about you. You've been down that road. You're still on it. If I impress this person or that individual, then I'll get this. Or if I act this way, I might get noticed for that. Instead of saying it might take me twice as long, but since I know who the hell I am, and I know where the hell I'm going, and I'm willing to take the shots to get there, I'll take that road. Most can't. Because as soon as an obstacle comes, or maybe their friends leave, fear sets in, and they quit. See, when you join a gang, this is how it works. They hold court. They form a circle. And when you grow up in the ghetto, you learn survival skills very quickly. Little things like never keep your money in your wallet. So if your wallet gets taken, you have cash to get home. You have money to buy something to eat. Be careful how you look at certain people. Careful how you walk, how you carry yourself, certain things that you do. When you're rolling in your ride, be careful where your music is turned up. When to look around you at a stoplight or a stop sign. There's a lot of little things that come with growing up in the ghetto, survival skills. One of them is if you got to fight more than one person, and even though I wasn't in the gang yet, I had to learn that early on. You never, never, never let anybody get behind you. Put yourself against the wall and you swing until you can't swing anymore. And that's what my brothers taught me. So they hold court. And since there were no other 9-year-olds there, I had to go up against 12-year-olds. And to 9-year-olds, 12-year-olds are giants. 2 rules. Can't cry, can't go down. It was the longest minute and a half of my life. But I put myself against the wall and we had at it. And I didn't cry and I didn't go down until I got home. But I barely made it up, and I was bleeding, and I was broken, but I stood my ground, and I got my first joint, I got my first 40, I got my blue rag, and a Rolling 60s crib was born. In joining Rolling 60s cribs, I had a lot of dads. They taught me how to fight better, taught me how to handle a gun, taught me how to make dope, cut dope, weigh dope, sell dope. Taught me how to handle myself in jail, how to handle rival gang members, how to deal with cops, narcotics officers, how to deal with rival gangs, rival drug dealers, crackheads, pimps, hoes, other hustlers. They taught me the whole game. I was very proficient on the street. Beautiful things my fathers were. I had a lot of them. They didn't teach me what your dads taught you. What my mom tried to teach me. And it was a vicious cycle. I get arrested, go to jail. Get out of jail, put me in a school. If the school had a rival gang in there, I'm going to fight. Or if they call me smoking, or if they call me sagging, or if they call me drinking, or if I was ditching, go back in front of the judge, back in jail. It was a circle jerk, and it was the same thing over and over and over again. And every single time I would come home, from juvenile hall or youth authority or McLaren Hall or a gang intervention program or a halfway house, my mom, she didn't yell. She didn't lecture. She would cook me this amazing plate of food, and my mom can cook, y'all. Man, can my mom cook. And she would put this food in front of me, and she would walk up. This was her discipline. She would walk up to me, and she'd be like, "You're better than this," and walk away. She put one hand on me, "You're better than this," and walk away. And every time I ate that meal she cooked for me, I felt like I was worth $1 million. I felt like despite what my dad taught me, despite what I was putting my mom through, despite what I had just been through, I still counted. See, sense of self means to me that no matter what you're going through, no matter what you have to do to reach that goal, you know within you, despite obstacles, despite the naysayers, you know within you, I got this. That's why people like Tiger keep coming back. It's not a matter of whether you think I can do it or not. I know I can do it. Now, you could be right, but to me, he's already won. He doesn't have to come back. He's in Golf Hall of Fame. He doesn't have to do jack but live on his riches. People talk about Kobe all the time. Oh, he's a ball hog. He's an asshole. This, that, and the other. There is no basketball player, in my humble opinion, right now that has Kobe's work ethic. None of them. None of them. There is nobody right now that has that Jordan-like mentality, that can just turn it on anytime he wants to at any given second. Kobe's a close second. Jordan was an animal. He wanted to annihilate you every time he got on the court. He was not your friend. You were his enemy. And it wasn't personal. It was him. This is what I want. Because these are the talents God gave me, and if I can't be that, I am nothing. Can you imagine living that way? You're this much higher than just about everybody else around you 90% of the time. Is it arrogance? No. It's a belief system. The best investment that you guys will ever make in your lifetime is not going to be Pepperdine University, sorry. It's not going to be your master's degree or your doctorate degree. It's not going to be buying that nice house or that nice car. It's not going to be finding that soulmate, even though that's a beautiful thing. The best investment you guys will ever make in your lifetime is you. And you know what? It's okay to be a little selfish. The best thing that you can ever do in your life is wake up and say, where am I flawed? Let me do what I can to fix that today. Why? Because I'm here. Now. And up until this point, you have not been doing that. You've just been sliding by. I don't care if you're a 4.0 student or not. You're still not being your best. And it has nothing to do with making the grade. What I'm teaching you is a hell of a lot bigger, a hell of a lot stronger, and a hell of a lot better, and a hell of a lot more efficient than a Pepperdine University degree. You starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together yet? No? Yes?
Yes.
Maybe? Well, let me light a little fire if I need. Let me borrow you. Come on up. You? Sorry, ladies. I just need guys. Come on, man. Move with a purpose. Thank you. Stand right here. Come on, big man. You're just going to lean up here and chill. That's all you got to do. You're going to do the same. Just lean up there and chill. My brothers and my homies taught me well. But my brother made a mistake. Drug deal went bad. They put him down on his knees, tied his hands behind his back, tied his ankles, grabbed his head, put a .357 in the back of his head and pulled the trigger. And those of you that don't know what a .357 is a very big handgun. Very large bullet. So large that it blew out his face. Both of his eyes. You guys remember the weather last week? Beautiful, blue sky. You can see for miles. See, there's one thing I loved about being in Rolling 60s. It's the second largest Crip gang in LA. You can go 20 blocks, north, south, east, or west, and still be in Rolling 60s territory. So we were relatively safe. Not only that, because we had a big family, despite my asshole dad, everybody liked to come over there because Mom knew how to cook, just like me. Oh yeah, I can cook, y'all. No, y'all laugh, but I can burn.
No, he can cook.
Baby, if I made you something to eat, this is how it would go, y'all. Y'all want to see this? What's your name?
Laura.
Laura? I'd be like, here, baby, here you go. She'd be like, oh, thank you. Tim, just put the ring right here. And then she called her mama. Mama, there's this big old black guy that knows how to cook. I didn't want you to read about it in the news. I'm marrying a brother. Can we talk about this? He can cook. Done. But that initial taste, that, oh, y'all been there. Come on. Half of y'all are surviving on pizza and ramen noodles. Unless you eat in that cafeteria every day, you got that kind of cash. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You just came from Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
You can't tell me you didn't sit there in that first bite. You was like, oh my God. It's like it's orgasmic. It's like, this tastes so good. I've been eating shit for the last 2 years. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Except for Wonder Woman over there that runs marathons every day. Probably just eats kale and apples. You look good though, baby. I'll give it to you. She's probably the only one over there that had oatmeal while everybody was eating turkey for Thanksgiving. But it was a beautiful day. And it's one thing that touched down in the 80s with crack cocaine. See, there's not another drug, maybe heroin, maybe, and crystal meth, but it's not a drug that has broken down entire cities and states. I'm not talking about just community. Crack is nasty. I've never done it, but I've sold enough of it. And I know, man, just one hit and it's calling your name for the rest of the day. Crack is nasty. And when I got my hands on it for the first week, I made $4 grand in 7 days. And in that 7 days, I lost 8 homies. Here's the funny part. The homies that died got killed by their own friends. Because as a rap song goes, first you get the money, then you get the what? Power. So if I take you out, and you out, and you out, your customers are coming to me. So that means more money for me. So I have more money, then I have more power on my block. I can make things happen. See, drugs is a nasty game, y'all. Dang it, God. My nephew came to me. He was going to Cal State Northridge. He's like, hey, Tim, Uncle T, man, there's some women up here. I want to take them out. I want to go out. I want to get some clothes. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be just like you, man. I mean, I know you're not in the game, but I just want you to kind of teach me, man, so I can make a little extra money on campus, blah, blah, blah. I said, psh, no problem. So being that my stripes are well earned, I called a homie up. Hey, cuz, front me a pound. All right, my nigga, when you want it? Tomorrow. So he brings it to the house. Wow. Nice little pound of chronic. We straight. See, y'all call it kush. We call it chronic. So I handed it to him. I said, there you go. Oh, hold on, wait. Help me out a little bit. I need a little help. Oh, my bad, bro. My bad. Well, since you have no street cred and nobody knows where you are, I know you don't have the talent to move this as 1 pound. And I know you don't have the talent to sell it as an ounce by ounce basis. So you're going to have to break this shit up. You know, a little 20 sack, 60 sack maybe. And then you're going to have to handle it. But be careful where you put it. Be careful who's watching it for you. Don't get caught with it on you. Oh, by the way, when I put you down on the set, there's going to be other people slanging too, and they're going to wonder who the hell you are, so you're going to deal with them too. Because I can't co-sign for you anymore because I don't bang anymore. They know who I am, they're not going to mess with me, but you different. Oh, by the way, there's going to be rival gang members coming in that pay taxes to you to slang in your hood. So you better learn how to collect that too. Then there's the crackheads. And then there's all the people that are on the state assistance. They get their check on the 1st and 15th of each month. And they're going to come to you with cash in hand. They're going to buy a week's worth. But after that week is done and they have no more money and they're waiting on that next check that's a week away, they're going to be looking to rob you, or they'll rob and steal from anybody else so they can pay you. So you got to watch them too. Oh, be careful for the women though, man. Because when they see that money that you're making, they're going to get your ass set up quick. And just when you go in that room and she's getting on her knees and you think something amazing is about to happen, you're going to have that gun in the back of your head, and guess what? You're done. Oh, by the way, there's narcotics officers too. They look like they just graduated high school. You can't tell the difference. So be careful who you head nodding to. Careful who you drinking and smoking around and who you talking to. You don't want to give shit up that's going to get you caught up. Damn, man, all that? Yeah, all that. Oh, by the way, you can't use harsh language. So take this gun and take that gun. Because that's the only way you can deal with these motherfuckers, all right? Man, I'm not trying to kill anybody, man. Give me my weed back. Take your punk ass back to CSUN and go get an education. See, emotions, when you get to the point that you let emotions make your decisions for you, that's when you get caught up. When you let fear, when you let pride, anger, frustration, jealousy, you let all that start making decisions for you, you're in trouble. And it's funny because using emotions and wondering what people are going to think or say when you're making a decision, they go hand in hand into breaking you down and making a wrong decision. But guess what? If you have a sense of who you are and you're willing to take the shots that come when making the right decision, then you have no problem doing what you need to do to become successful. Beautiful day. I was sitting on my front porch with my home. And I was so happy that we had gotten out of the projects. Because see, the projects, the house is about half this room. That's the whole house. When you live in the projects. And so we finally got a house. It wasn't a big house. But what I liked about it is on the front porch, you can put a whole couch on either side of the front door. That was cool. And the homies would always kick it there. And we had some of the homies playing Bones over here. Y'all know what Bones is, right? Dominoes. Civilians. All right, and then over here we got the boy busting spades. You know what spades is? Cards. Okay, cards. Then over here on the front lawn, you had some guys lifting weights because we kept the weights on the front lawn. Then on the other side, we had guys slap boxing, wrestling. Everybody was just kicking and having a good time. Barbecue was going. The beer was cold. We were going to have a good night. And like I said, you can go 20 blocks north, south, east, or west, and you're still in 60s hood. So we knew every car that came down our block. We knew every person that lived on that block. We knew everybody that came to buy on that block. If you came on that block and you were lost, and you got an attitude with us, you left without your ride. If you got stupid at us, you didn't leave at all. That was our world. It's real simple. Play by the rules, you live. And so all we had to do was just have a good time. But see, Uzis and AKs, automatic weapons, they touched down when crack did in the 80s. And so here we are sitting on the front porch, boys is chilling, my big homies in the back, sitting with my little homeboy here, having a good time. Car comes down the alley and hangs to the left. And I was like, hey man, check that out. And we look. And then he notices another car coming this way, and he's like, hey man, check that out. And are they here to buy? We didn't recognize these rides. Then the windows come down. Then all these pipes come out. Gun, gun, gun! By the time I yelled out the third gun, shots rang out. Now, how many of you guys ever seen or heard a woodpecker? You ever seen them when they're making that hole in the tree? And it's almost like a... That's exactly what it sounded like when the bullets were hitting the house. And then the glass was breaking. And then the homies were trying to fire back. And my homeboy turned around and he ran up the steps. And we were running down the front porch. And I tripped on the last step. And he could have kept going. And he came back for me. And meanwhile, the bullets are flying by. Now see, I've already been shot a couple of times, so I know what it's like. It's like somebody reached inside you and then they lit a match. And you feel that burning sensation. It's so hot. And then you feel the pain wherever that body part that bullet hit. And how many of you guys ever had a bee or a fly near your ear? And you hear that buzzing? Well, multiply that times 10. It's loud, but it's fast. And it's like a zoop right by your ear. And if the bullet is close enough to your head, you can feel the heat. And in that split second, you realized you came this close. So he came back and he picked me up, and we're running over there, and we jump over the banister, and right when we jump down over the banister into the bushes, third car coming blasting. And we crossed. And we ran 2 blocks. And it was a beautiful day, just like last week. Blue skies, it was amazing. You can see the ocean, you can see for miles. And I had all this crap all over me, and he had all this blood and crap all over him. He's like, hey, cuz, you hit. And I was like, nah, homie, I'm straight. I didn't know where it came from. I was like, are you all right? He said, no, man, I'm straight, man. And I was like, man, we got to get back. So we turned around and run back, and you couldn't even see my street. There was so much gun smoke in the air. And we run back. And there's people all over the place bleeding. Some shot in the chest, some in the back, some in the legs, some in the gut. And I'm trying to get up on the front porch and my big homie won't let me go. And I'm fighting him and finally said, man, let the little nigga up, man. And I go up there and I'm going to check on my big homie. And he got hit with so many bullets at the same time, he didn't even have a chance to fall. So I go to check on my other homeboy. And he had stumbled forward. And he was bent over the banister. And I couldn't see him. So I run down the steps and I'm moving the bushes out of the way trying to get to him. But one of those assholes decided to get out of the car, walk up to him with a shotgun, put it against his head and pulled the trigger. So when I moved the bushes out the way, there was nothing left but his right ear. The rest of his head and his face were gone. A year prior to that, a bullet to the back of the head. That's 3 of my brothers in 2 years because we didn't have a sense of who we are. A false sense of love, a false sense of respect that I thought I was getting from my homies, from my clique, from my gang. And I thought they were going to love me because my dad didn't. I thought they were going to respect me because my dad said I was a mistake. Both ends of the spectrum. One saying you don't belong here. The other one saying you're better than this, you're better than this, you're better than this. No different than what you guys are going through. What will he think? What will she think? Who can I impress? What can I do here? What's going to work there? Spending more time trying to manipulate the situation instead of spending the time investing in you and saying, how can I get through this situation because I believe in who I am and what I'm capable of? See the difference in the 2 thoughts? One, grounded in fear. The other, grounded in belief in you. Courage, commitment, honor. Why are you here? What is your purpose? Thanks. Is it starting to come clear now? What sense of self means? I don't want you guys to go through tragedy to understand that you count. The fact that you're at Pepperdine doesn't mean you automatically count. There are people who are a lot older than you still trying to figure out who they are. And they're paying some idiot $300 an hour to help them do it. Really? My son was 1 year old when he started working. On his birthday, he started walking. Birthday. And I got into a discussion with a friend of mine as a therapist, and I told her, I said, you know what? I think you're wrong. Because she was going through the developmental stages in her class that she was teaching. And anybody that's psychology majors or nursing majors and all that, you'll learn the developmental stages. And yeah, I believe in most of that, but there's a few things that I'm a little iffy on. And she said, you know what? Teenagers, they're so emotionally explosive. Hormones are just jumping. Breasts are coming in, the hips are widening, the ass is coming out. 6-pack they got to work on. I'm an athlete. I'm cute. I want to be this. I want to drive. It's all about autonomy. It's me. All for the wrong reasons. He said they don't have the brain power to really rationalize what's going on within them. Man, give me a break. And I told her, I said, look, let me tell you what happened with my son. He started walking in 1. And you know how 1-year-olds do. They walk, they fall down. You know, they can walk in a straight line. They can't turn corners yet. It's kind of hard for them. And so, you know what happens? They fall down, they get back up. I love it, you know, when you see 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds get back up. You know, they stick their ass up in the air first. Then they come up and balance. And then they start walking again. I love that. And he would fall down and he would cry. And sometimes I pick him up, get him going again. Or his mom would pick him up, get him going. Then one time I was sitting on the couch, she was sitting there, he fell down and started crying. She got ready to go, I was like, stop. Don't get up. Oh, what do you mean? Shh. 23 minutes this boy cried. Y'all thinking 23 minutes, man, that's a long ass time to watch and hear a 1-year-old, 23 minutes. Then she gets ready to start crying. Stop it. Wait. Why are you being so mean? So finally, he's looking at us and he figured it out. They're not coming. So what does he do? Sticks his ass up in the air, gets back up, and I yell, Carolyn, go! And she looks at me and she starts running towards him. I'm like, yeah, Triz, way to go. And Carolyn's like, yeah, good job, Triz. What the hell are we doing? I was like, yeah, Triz. Then Chris, he was scared at first. But then he was like, wait a minute. This is kind of cool. So we went from 23 minutes to 3 hours. What did he decide to do for 3 hours? Fall down on purpose and get up. Why did he do that?
He liked the encouragement.
Hmm?
He liked the feeling of like the encouragement.
What was mommy and daddy doing when he got back on his feet?
Cheering. Or
Now, 1-year-olds aren't as intelligent as you are, but in his 1-year-old mind, he knew, I see mommy and daddy acting a fool, so I'm going to do it as often as I can. Yeah, cheers, yeah. That's what he sees. He loves it. So why not solicit that as often as I can? 1 year old. Oh, it gets better. 2 years old, 3 years old. Fruit snacks. He loves Spider-Man, Batman, dinosaurs. Y'all know the little fruit snacks. Y'all college students, y'all started eating that shit again. Used to be like, I'm too little for that. Now it's like, I'll take anything. Y'all will eat anything in any bag. Y'all eat it in somebody else's bag. Because y'all broke. And y'all hungry as hell. And y'all eat all the time. I get it. But this is what he'd do. Dad, can I have some fruit snacks? No, Triz. That's enough. You already ate. Maybe later. 2 and 3. Remember, teenagers, they're emotionally, they're going to erupt. They can't handle it. 2 and 3 years old. He waits for daddy to leave the room. Not only does he wait, he follows me to make sure I'm gone. Mom. Mom, can I have some fruit snacks? Sure. But you were smart enough to know I can't say it too loud. Because who's going to hear me? Who's going to hear me? What is he going to say? No. So he goes and gets his fruit snacks. And here he is, trying to get it open, and I walk up. Mommy said I could have some. At 2 and 3 years old, what is this kid learning to do?
Deflection of blame.
What else?
Get what he wants.
He knew that he couldn't talk loud enough for me to hear. He knew that he had to make sure I was gone. And yet teenagers are clueless. What that tells me, I agree. Hormones just popping off. Trying to fit in. Want to hang around with all the athletes. Want to hang around with all the cool people. Some have cars. Some have licenses. Some have nice house parties. Whatever. I want to be around them. Because if I'm around them, I'm cool. People talk to me. I belong. Some of you guys did some pretty, not so nice stuff so you can belong. And you know I'm right. Yes or no?
Yes.
I know if y'all wanted to sneak off and do something, whether it was to smoke a little, drink a little, or just ditch, or go see someone or whatever it was, y'all planned that shit out, didn't you? If mom calls this one, she's got my back. If she texts or anything, just no problem. Yes or no?
Yes.
Which gives me a pretty good idea that when you guys want to use your brain to get what you want, when you want it, how you want it, despite all the hormonal things going on, despite being a teenager and trying to figure shit out, you'll do it. Yes or no?
Yes.
2 and 3 years old, learns how to be sneaky, get dad out the room, whisper, eat. 1 year old, fall on your ass, get back up, give them a little smile, they go crazy. For the rest of those ages, 4 until you die, I'll do whatever I need to do to get what I want. All day. When I got shot the first time, I didn't learn. When I got shot the second time, didn't learn. When I got stabbed back here, didn't learn. When I got beaten to within inches of my life, didn't learn. Stuck between a tug of war. You're better than this, you're better than this, you're better than this. You're a piece of shit. You don't belong here, you're nothing. There's plenty of other stories I can tell you, but I ended up in the military. And had no idea what the hell I was doing. All I knew was I wasn't going to jail. But then, what do? They get me off the bus, and some dude with this round hat is in my face. 2 o'clock in the morning, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Get on that line! Get on that line! I still got my gang clothes on. I'm not running nowhere. You gotta be out of your damn mind. I'm be running somewhere at 2 in the morning. I don't even know where I am. Everybody else going nuts trying to line up, get on the line. I got my bag, and I'm like, shit, I'll get to the line when I get there. So this dude in this nice round hat gets right up in my face. You get your black ass, bam! Boom! He got right back up. Caught him off balance, but tagged him. Then it went from 1 hat to 4. Who the fuck do you think you are? You get your... Let's go. Fuck all y'all. So they're yelling, and I'm like, whoever's coming, let's go. Then all of a sudden I feel a hand here, and I feel a hand here, and I'm airborne. I don't see anything but stars. So it's like, oh shit, this is gonna hurt. Bang! He got down next to me in that muddy, nasty grass. Put your black ass on the knife. Okay. Line up. But when you go to jail, they have dormitories full of bunks. So they put me in a room with a bunch of fools I don't know. I'm like, I thought I wasn't going to jail. I'm still in gang mentality. What the hell is this? And then this dude's looking at me like this is the first black person I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, man, what the fuck you looking at? So I'm hitting him. And then they got me on the top bunk. Hey, bro, you got to move. But this is the bunk that's something. Get your punk ass out there. I'm sleeping here. I didn't know. I have never filled more sandbags, dug more ditches, did more push-ups in my life. I was supposed to be there at the reception station for 3 days. You get your little boots and your uniform and you get your duffel bag and you get ready to go to basic training. And they teach you a little basic, attention and a little marching. I was there for 17 days. While each group came, 3 days later left. Came, left. Are you going to learn how to soldier or not? Fuck you. Okay, he can stay. I didn't know. So finally, I had enough of this shit. I ain't digging any more ditches. Like, all right, you win. So I did what I had to do. Finally made it over to basic training. What happens? We get over there, 3 floors of bunk beds. Here we go again. I'm not sleeping up there. You need to move. Fighting, fighting, fighting. Standing attention. Standing attention, man, get out of my face. Get down! More push-ups. Couldn't figure it out. So you have fire guard. Fire guard basically is in 2-hour shifts, sometimes 3. You stand at the stairs, make sure no one leaves and no one comes in. In a combat situation, you're basically guarding the perimeter. And they test you. You know, they give you a little book of, 5 things you had to know. Your first order, your third order, your 6th order. I forgot what they call them. And so, never leave your post until you're properly all that shit. So, what did I do? I got the shit shifts, 1 to 3, because we wake up at 4. So they kept putting me there because I kept effing up. So what happened? So the CEO comes up. Get up! Come with me. So we go down to the CQ office. It's a nice little square office. Just a table with 2 chairs and 4 walls. And he starts unbuttoning his shirt. He said, I'm sick of your shit. And you're fucking up on my watch. So I'm going to make you a deal. You whoop my ass, you can go home. I'll see to it personally. But I whoop your ass, you going to learn how to soldier. Bet. Let's go. But I didn't realize that those tabs that he had there on his chest were Ranger tabs. That means he was a bad motherfucker. So that lasted about 20 seconds. And he got me in a hold that I had no idea how to get out of. And I didn't learn how to apply that hold until I got the Special Forces training. But I did get 2 in. He's retired now. And I always send him a card every Thanksgiving. I say, thank you. And he always tells me when we talk on the phone, I can't believe, man, you hit me twice. I was a Ranger. You don't hit me. I said, man, I've been fighting since I was 9 years old. I'm going to just sit there and let you whoop my ass. Man, you hit me twice. I know. But like I did on the street, I kept my word. Whatever I said I was going to do, I did it. And I graduated, basic training, squad leader, got a stripe. A year later, drill sergeant. Prescott, I was at Billboard Prescott. She's from the Bronx. Black drill sergeant, 4 feet, 9 inches of bitch. She was foul, and I hated her. And she didn't like me, and I like her, and she was one of my drill instructors in basic training. And the reason why she didn't like me is because it was like our 2nd week, and we were waiting to go into some apparatus, so we were just sitting there in my squad. And so she had everybody, while we were waiting, where you from? Why are you here? Everybody goes around, I feel like doing this shit. I'm from Compton, and it's none of your goddamn business while I'm here. Get down! 50! Ever since that day, hated me. So she walks up to me. Hey, Sarge. Hey, Drill. Whatever it is, I didn't do it. No. I just want to talk to you. She said, you want to go Special Forces? Why? She said, you have more leadership ability than anybody I've ever seen. She said, your attitude is... I said, well, what's Special Forces? She says, the best trained soldier in the military. I'm in. So then I had to go through that shit just to get into the selection group, and I failed it twice. But then I kept remembering, you're a piece of shit. You're nothing. And every time I was throwing up, and every time I got sick, and every time I wanted to quit, I kept remembering every ass whooping I got. And I can remember my mom saying, you're better than this, you're better than this. And then I got in. And I kicked ass. And I wasn't like most of them that quit or was asked to leave. I graduated. I can go to my grave Green Beret. That's a brotherhood that most people will never even think about making. And I made it. Am I bragging? No. Am I excited because I have a sense of who I am and that's what got me through? Hell yeah, all day, every day. If you understand why you're here, if you understand your purpose, you can do anything. My grandmother came to visit me in jail. She flew from Chattanooga, Tennessee. She waited 3 hours. There was the glass, there was the phone, and this is how the conversation went. I picked up the phone, she picked up the phone, hey grandma, how you doing? I didn't come here to see how you're doing. She's kind of old school like that. I have a couple of things I want to tell you. Whatever you say, whatever you do, you own it. Okay, grandma, I hear you. Shut up, boy, you didn't hear me. Whatever you say, whatever you do, you own it. Whatever you said, whatever you did to put you here, own it. Whatever you say, whatever you do when you get out, own that. No excuses. No whining. No complaining. Don't look for some entity to blame. Don't look for someone else to blame. Don't look for a certain circumstance to blame. Own it. All of it. I hear you. One more thing. For the rest of your days, your very worst moment, stand the tallest. I said, I hear you, Grandma, but respectfully, I'm in jail. Every day is my worst moment. Every moment in here is my worst moment. And this is what she said, and I quote, and God damn it, make sure you're not living on your knees. Hung up the phone and walked. Let me tell you guys something. The obstacles are coming. They're going to come even harder when you stand up to do the right thing. There's two decisions. Right one, popular one. Listen to me. If you don't have a sense of who you are, you're going to start making a lot of popular decisions. And guess what? Your homies and your friends and the people that you think have your back won't be there. When I graduated Special Forces, none of my homies was there. When I graduated nursing school so I can learn how to take care of my mom and became a nurse, none of them was there. When I graduate culinary school next year and get my degree in culinary management, when I open up that restaurant in my mother's name, none of them are going to be there. When I start investing in me and not them, they weren't there. So my mom said, you're better than this. The military reinforced that. That's one thing that we have in Spec Ops. I don't care if you're Marine Recon. I don't care if you're Navy SEAL, Air Force. I don't care if you're Green Beret Ranger. One thing that we don't do is quit. Ever. Not in our vocabulary. If you quit on you, you have nothing left. This is not bullshit, man. Stay with me. This is real shit because once you leave this bubble called Pepperdine, if you don't have a sense of who you are, if you don't stand up for you, then guess what you'll fall for? Anyone or anything else. Never quit. Never quit. Ever, ever, never, never, never quit. And I guarantee you this. When your time has come and you exhale for the very last time, and you lived your life being the best person you can be, investing in you so you can be the best for those that need you and love you and want you, that'll be a good death. Last thing I'm going to tell you. When my son was born, I told him, I held him like a football. I said, Trez, you're the best. You should talk to him. You're the best because Daddy said so. And I'll be swinging him. You're the best because Daddy said so. Every time I put him to bed, I tell him, you know what? God made a whole lot of kids. And he don't make no junk now, but when he made you, you're the best because Daddy said so. And when he was 2 years old, I say, Triz, you the best. He said, because Daddy said so. Now he's 9. I say, Triz, you the best, because Daddy said so. He goes, I know. I said, don't you forget it. He goes, I won't. And one of these days, he's going to be your age. And somebody's going to say, Triz, why don't you just sip on this or smoke that or chill here or do this or do that. It's definitely going to happen in middle school. It's definitely going to happen in high school. And I'm trying to instill in him right now, Triz, know who you are. Know why you're here. Understand the importance of your existence. And hopefully, it'll be in his head. Because when he's 14 and 15 and 16, I'm going to say, Triz, you the best because Daddy said so. He's going to be like, come on, Dad, not around the homies. Don't embarrass me. It's going to happen. It's part of the developmental stages. But I'm hoping it's going to be in the back of his head. And he's going to be able to say, no, man, I'm not cool with that. No, I'm straight, I'm good. Man, don't punk out, man. Don't be a little bitch, man. Just do this, man. Why are you acting like a little punk? Why are you being scared? Like, all right, I'm a little punk then, whatever, but I'm going to do me. Oh, you better than us? Nah, it's not that I'm better than you. I just think a little differently. I want to be the best that I can be. Why? Because my daddy said I was. Now, he might not say that to them, but I'm hoping that he thinks it. And as long as he's going to tolerate it, I'm going to keep telling him, Triz, you the best. For every drop of blood that I wiped off my mom's face, tell him he's the best. For every tear, for every ice pack that I held on her, for watching her cry when my dad broke her arm, holding my mom to my chest when my dad broke her nose, us holding each other's ice packs and smiling, for every beating I took. And my dad never knew, and I kept saying, keep going, keep going, keep going. Because I knew as long as he was kicking me, and he was beating me, and he was throwing me, and he was peeing on me, he wasn't doing it to her. So I'm like, Dad, do your worst. When you have a sense of self, guys, when you have a sense of self, ladies, you embrace failure. Fall on your ass, it's okay. I want you to be the ones that's not complaining and not whining, but saying, look, what the hell happened? Look at it, embrace it, think it through. Second by second, moment by moment, bit by bit, figure out what happened. That makes you better. You were 10 times better than you were by analyzing what happened when you fell down. Embrace it. Embrace that fear and use it as energy. Pep and I is not going to teach you that. I've been to 67 funerals. And I am determined every single day to be the best man that I can be. Do you know how hard it is for me to look in the mirror after all the people I've beaten to within inches of their life? The gunfights I've been in, knife fights I've been in, people that I've robbed, people that I've hurt, communities I've helped break down selling that shit on the street. Do you know how hard it is for me to look at me and be like, yeah, Tim, you good? You guys have 100 times the opportunity I had. Abuse it. There's no timeout, y'all. There's no rewind. This is it. Go hard, man, or don't go at all. But understand that you belong here. Take your place. Make your mark every day. Triz at 5 years old asked me, he said, Daddy, you always tell me be amazing. What is that? I said, Triz, you know when I tell you to pick up trash when you see it at your school, throw it away? Take pride in your school? Yeah. Remember I told you if you see a bully picking on somebody weaker than you go help them? Yeah. I said, remember when I told you open the door when you see a lady or elderly coming, move out of their way, give them space, let them go first? Yeah. I said, Triz, that's being amazing. 5 years old. He said, you know what, Dad? I can be amazing every day. I said, you're damn right. be amazing every day. Tiger doesn't give two shits what people think. His goal is to be amazing. It's not an amazing golfer, an amazing individual. And it's even better because he effed up. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
You embrace that, man, you're the wealthiest man on the planet. You understand what I'm saying? You guys get it? You understand?
Yes.
Use it. I'll probably never see you again. All I care about is 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 50 years from now. You know who you are. Then I can go to my grave a content man. Thank you for your time.